Hello and welcome to the Arcade Attic. In this series, we will talk about the newly released games, and we will review them for you. At the end, we will tell you that the game is worth it or not. Today, we're going to talk about Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, a platform game that has been getting a lot of hype lately. But is it worth it or not? We will give you our honest opinion on the gameplay, graphics, and story. Stay tuned until the end to see our final verdict and rating. Give us your thoughts and opinions about Prince of Persia in the comments. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is a game that combines the best elements of the classic 2D and 3D Prince of Persia games and adds a new twist with the Metroidvania genre. It is a game that will appeal to fans of action, adventure, exploration, and puzzle solving, as well as to those who appreciate the rich and colorful world of Persian mythology and culture. The game follows the story of Sargon, one of the Immortals, a group of elite warriors who serve the king of Persia. Sargon is on a mission to rescue the Prince of Persia, Ghassan, who has been kidnapped by a rogue immortal, Zal, and taken to the mysterious Mount Kaf, a fortress where time is distorted and danger lurks in every corner. Sargon must use his skills, powers, and wits to navigate the labyrinthine castle, fight enemies and bosses, and uncover the secrets of the Lost Crown, a powerful artifact that can alter the fate of the world. The game's gameplay is divided into two main aspects: platforming and combat. The platforming is fluid and responsive, as Sargon can jump, run, climb, swing, and slide through the environment, avoiding traps and obstacles, and finding hidden paths and items. The game also features the time manipulation mechanic that is a trademark of the Prince of Persia series, allowing Sargon to rewind time, slow down time, or freeze time to solve puzzles, escape danger, or gain an advantage in combat. The game also introduces new abilities and powers that Sargon can unlock as he progresses, such as the dash, the double jump, the anchor, and the blink, which enable him to reach new areas and perform complex maneuvers. The combat is fast and satisfying, as Sargon can use his swords, daggers, and bow to fight against a variety of enemies, from soldiers and archers, to monsters and creatures, to giant bosses. The combat is dynamic and strategic, as Sargon can use his acrobatic moves, his time powers, and his environment to dodge, parry, counter, and attack his foes. The combat also requires skill and timing, as Sargon can execute combos, finishers, and special moves that deal more damage and have different effects. The game also offers a challenge mode, where Sargon can face waves of enemies and bosses in different arenas, and a co-op mode, where Sargon can team up with another immortal, each with their own abilities and powers. The game's graphics and sound are impressive, creating a rich and immersive atmosphere that draws you into the world of Persian mythology and legend. The game's art style is colorful and stylized, with detailed and varied environments, from lush gardens and temples, to dark dungeons and caves, to snowy mountains and deserts. The game's animations are smooth and realistic, with Sargon's movements and expressions conveying his personality and emotions. The game's music and sound effects are fitting and atmospheric, with epic and dramatic tunes, as well as authentic and exotic instruments and vocals. The game's voice acting is also well done, with Sargon and the other characters having distinct and believable accents and tones. The game has a lot of variety and diversity in its gameplay, as it offers different types of challenges and scenarios, such as platforming, combat, puzzle solving, exploration, and stealth. The game also has different types of environments, enemies, and bosses, each with their own characteristics and behaviors, which require different strategies and tactics to overcome. The game never feels repetitive or boring, as it always keeps you on your toes and engaged. The game's story, characters, and the plot is predictable and cliché, with Sargon having to save the prince from the evil Zal, who wants to use the Lost Crown to overthrow the king and unleash chaos on the world. The dialogue is often cheesy and awkward, with Sargon and the other characters spouting generic and corny lines. The characters are also not very memorable or likable, and their motivations and relationships are not well developed. Sargon is a typical hero, who is brave, loyal, and reckless, but also arrogant, impulsive, and naive. Zal is a typical villain who is cunning, ruthless, and power-hungry, but also bitter, jealous, and vengeful. The game has a high level of interactivity and immersion, as it allows you to interact with the environment and the objects in it, such as switches, levers, ropes, crates, barrels, and more. You can also use the environment to your advantage, such as hiding behind cover, breaking walls, or creating distractions. The game also makes you feel like you are part of the world, as it reacts to your actions and choices, such as changing the time of day, the weather, or the layout of the castle. The game has a lot of depth and complexity, as it offers a lot of options and possibilities for the player, such as different paths, secrets, collectibles, upgrades, and powers. The game also has a lot of customization and personalization, as it allows you to choose your preferred weapons, outfits, and skills, as well as your playstyle, whether you prefer to be stealthy, aggressive, or balanced. The game also has a lot of replay value, as it encourages you to explore every nook and cranny and to try different combinations and approaches. The time manipulation mechanic in Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is based on the Memory Shard, a powerful artifact that can alter the flow of time. Sargon can use the Memory Shard to rewind time, slow down time, or freeze time, depending on the situation. He can also use the Memory Shard to create temporal clones of himself, which can help him solve puzzles, reach new areas, or fight enemies. The Memory Shard has a limited amount of energy, which can be replenished by collecting blue orbs or using special fountains. The time manipulation mechanic is one of the most innovative and fun aspects of the game, as it allows the player to experiment with different possibilities and strategies. Overall, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is a solid and enjoyable Metroidvania game that fans of the series and the genre will appreciate. It is not a groundbreaking or innovative game, but it is a faithful and respectful homage to the legacy of Prince of Persia, and a welcome return to the gaming scene for this iconic franchise. And yes, it is worth it. Thanks for joining us on the Arcade Attic. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more. Your support means the world to us. Until next time, stay awesome, and we'll catch you in the next video.